Hey guys, Steve Welch here, Beaman Toyota in downtown Nashville. Gorgeous day here. Definitely love being outside right now. So I figured I'd take a walk, have another conversation with you, answering a question I've gotten from a couple people. So knowing I got that question from a couple of you, I probably got a question from a lot of you. So question is about putting information in online, calling a dealership. Basically, how do you handle finding your next car? And what happens when you put your information in on a website? So we're going to just, like I said, we're going to have a conversation. I'm going to talk you through this here. So a little bit different way to do it, but that's how I do it. You guys know that subscribe to me. So you got several different ways you can inquire on a car. Now, the easiest way is usually to go to the dealership website, look at the website, and then go ahead and they'll have an ask type thing. They'll have request your e-price or request your internet price. Request a special deal, whatever they decide to use. They're going to have something that's a request from you for a better price, a discount, a coupon, claim your coupon code, whatever that is. Everybody does it a little bit different, but it's all meant to do the same thing, and that is to get your information. So basically what the dealership's saying is they're willing to give you an extra discount if you put your information in and allow the dealership to have your information so that the dealership can contact you. Pretty easy. It's not really rocket science on figuring out exactly why they do that. So you put your information in, and then what happens to your information? All right. So and keep in mind, I'm just talking on the dealership's website, which is most common for people to go to in most cases. Let's just say that. So what happens? What happens when you put your information in? That goes into a lead system. That lead system will generate a lead. So you're looking at a 2020 Tacoma, you're looking at a 2020 RAV4, a 2020 Chevy Cruze, whatever you're looking for on that dealership's website, maybe even a used car, looking for a 16 Fiesta, whatever it is. Whatever you're looking for on that dealership's website is going to populate with that lead. You might just put in something where it doesn't know what you're looking at. It just knows that you're requesting information. Every website works just a little bit different, but they all work very similarly. So you put your information in, and then that gets actually pushed over to one of a couple different entities. So sometimes some dealerships will hire a company that will respond to you. All right, and then you'll get responded to, and they'll be talking to you, and it's not actually a car salesman. It's not actually somebody even at the dealership. So you're responding to somebody, and they're going, well, let's go down and check on that car. And they're going, let me work on that for you. They are not at the dealership. They're in some call center somewhere. That's not always the case. And realistically, it's most likely not the case, but it is possible. The other thing that you'll get when you put your information in on that click that lead thing is that you'll get somebody from the dealership from an internet team. All right. So the internet team, they are located at the dealership, but they don't actually sell you the car a lot of times. Sometimes they do, but they don't normally sell you the car. What their job is to set an appointment with you, answer any of the basic questions you have, set an appointment with you, and get you into the dealership so that one of the other salespeople that knows the product a little bit better, knows the procedures a little bit better, things like that, can help you to buy your car. And notice I say help you to buy your car. Realistically, everybody pays the same for cars when they're new cars, and that invoices are the same, dealerships pay the same. Realistically, for us salespeople, it comes down to helping you buy the car, making sure you get the right car. It's one of the reasons I make all these videos and do all this stuff for you guys, because I'm trying to help you to buy the right car. Worst thing, somebody buy a car and it's the wrong car. So I love to help you guys buy a car and to try to answer questions, sometimes even before they come up. So that being the case, going back to what we were talking about, so you have that member of that internet team reaches out to you, sets the appointment with you. You come in, you ask for Bob at whatever, and Bob will come down and say, hey, this is Bob, whatever. I'm going to introduce you to Peter, and he's going to be the one helping you to buy your car. And they have kind of like a trade-off where they hand you that person. That's one way that some dealerships do it. Other ways is that the internet inquiries go to basically either select salespeople or sometimes all salespeople, and sometimes through a manager. If those are the cases, then you will. Sorry about that. We're right next to the highway here. But if those are the cases, then you would be working with the salesperson. You would have, and like here, when I reach out to you, after you put in an internet inquiry, I reach out to you, you're with me start to finish. You're not jumping to 2 or 3 or 4 other people. You're working with me start to finish until we get into finance. So while we're looking for the vehicle, I'll find you the right vehicle. I'll make sure that I have the right color, the right trim, the right style, everything that you're looking for. Once I figure all of that out, and we got you on the right car, we handle pricing, everything else, and then get you into finance. At that point is the only point that you'll be working with somebody other than me. So it's a little bit different that way. Like I said, this is all off of clicking on the website for, like internet pricing or a coupon or something like that. Everybody does it a little bit different. Or find out more information on this car. Is this car still available? There's a lot of buttons like that. So knowing that, now on almost every website that I've seen, you're going to see a little square that pops up, and usually it's the bottom right corner. Sometimes it pops up smack dab in the middle of you. Oh, let me caveat this real quick. Let me back up. Some websites also, for the getting your information, they'll have a big pop-up comes up right in the screen and it's like, claim your $500 now. Well, you got to put in all your information to claim your $500. Realistically, you probably would have got it anyway. They're just asking for your information. So just saying. All right, so now the other thing. So now you find out all these websites on the bottom right corner, you see these little thing. Mary's ready to help you. Or Jerry's ready to help you. They'll have a little picture, and it might be a real picture of somebody, but it might be a cartoon picture. It might be whatever. And it's saying that, Bill's ready to help you, whatever. Type in your question here. There's a couple different ways that those work. So some of them are what's known as bots. What a bot is, in case you don't know, is that you type in looking for 2020 Tacoma. And then it'll say, I see you're looking for a 2020 Tacoma. Do you have a color in mind? Whatever. And it'll actually ask you all these questions. It's a computer that's answering your questions. It's not a person. And it'll answer your questions until it gets to the point where it can't anymore. You might say, hey, how many gray ones do you have in stock? And it might not know how to answer that question. Maybe it does, who knows? But it'll keep going until it thinks that it's answered all the questions. And it'll be like, so you're asking for a gray RAV4. And then you put yes. It knows that it's still on the right track. And if you said, I'm asking for 4 vehicles, and it's like, you're asking for a Ford. No. And by the time you say no a couple times, they'll say, I'm having trouble, and let me get you to somebody who can help. Okay, that's when it's going to push you to another spot. Now, sometimes it eliminates the bot altogether, and you actually will be talking to a person. Here's the catch to that. You're not talking to a salesperson. Almost never, I have not heard of anybody that is a salesperson that is sitting, even on an internet team, that is sitting there waiting for somebody to really web in that way. Can it happen? Sure. I don't see it happening right now. Most of the times on those particular spots where you have that little square down there, you have the bots that'll answer it first, and then you have somebody, like I said again, in a call center. So if you have that call center that is answering all of your questions or whatever, they don't know answers. How much horsepower does this have? They don't know any more than you could look up. Or how, what size tires on the new 4Runner, or and just all the stuff that a lot of times people have. Hey, does this one have CarPlay? Does this one have Android Auto? Does this one have whatever? So if you're looking for an answer, you're not going to get an answer from those particular people. You're going to get, let me reach out, or let me have a salesperson reach out to you. What's your information, so they can reach out to you. So you're going to have that next. So they're going to come and they're going to have to where they try to reach out to you, and you're going to have an actual salesperson that reaches out to you. So now what's your next thing? So all that's on the dealership's website. So when you're on a dealership's website, you're going to find that more times than not on your dealership's website. So Now, there's a bunch of third-party sites. Basically, I mean, you can think of all of them. They advertise them left and right. So you can think about them and you can hear them and they're advertising, and you can go to all these places. It's like get more information, whatever. And you go to this site and you put in your information. Realize that when you put your information in on there, those people are grabbing your information for the same reason the dealership's website is. They want your information because your information is valuable. You're looking for a car, you're looking to buy a vehicle, a truck, whatever it is, and you're willing to put in information which makes your lead valuable. And I say lead, I'm not trying to diminish it. It's valuable to us, but I'm just saying your lead, so the information is considered a lead. So when you put in your information into one of those third-party websites, what they're doing is they're going to blast it. And it depends on which one you're looking at. But when they blast it, you might get phone calls from 8, 9, 10, 12 different dealerships, from every dealership within 100 miles. You might get calls from all over the place and your phone doesn't stop ringing. And then by the time you get to the third, fourth call, you're mad at them. It's not the same spot. It's different people that are calling you. And what they've done is they broadcast this information to everybody, hoping that one of them sells the car and will pay the commission to that place. Now, I'm going to tell you this. Realize that if the dealership has to pay a commission to a third-party site, that's less of a discount that you can get. So you're probably better off just to go to the dealership's website or to walk in than what you are to try to put it into a third-party site, because you're going to get about the same deal. I mean, they're not that different, but when you go to shopping centers and take their special pricing, you go to these places that say they can get you special discounts or special favors, things like that for the cars. They're not that different, if not higher than what you'd get otherwise. And I always tell people, go to a volume store, go to a store that sells a lot so they can really discount the prices for you. But realize that you're not going to get a better price going through a third-party website. It's just not going to happen. So there's a couple ways that those sites get paid. So those sites will get paid by either advertisers, or they'll get paid by a commission that's paid back to them, or a referral fee that's paid back to them when the dealership sells the car. And they pretty much make the dealership pay it. So it's the only way to stay a certified dealer with them. So if they're going to send you leads, you have to pay them for the ones that sell. Sometimes you pay them for every lead, and even the ones that don't sell. So and be quite honest, from a salesman's point of view, those leads are really bad usually, just because you get so many of them, and a lot of times people just are not looking to buy. So and I'm not saying that if you're 6 months down the road, you're not somebody that's looking to buy now. And this industry is a now. I understand that. I've worked with one person for 18 months before they bought their car. I don't care how long I have to work with you. I'm going to take care of you. But it's a now industry, and a lot of those leads just don't come to fruition. If they ever do, it's a long time down the road a lot of times, because you're just starting. You haven't figured out what you want yet. So my basic point for talking to you here is to figure out exactly what happens when you put your information in, and it really does depend where you put your information to what happens with it. So if you're on a dealership website, realize all that stuff. If you're calling in to a dealership or just walking into a dealership, then so be it. I always tell people that I love it when somebody walks past the gauntlet, which the gauntlet's what I call all the people that stand out front waiting for an up, as they call it, waiting for somebody to show up and buy a vehicle. Well, they just stand out front. Well, there's a lot of people that'll walk right past them and say, yeah, I know where I'm going. They'll walk through the showroom and they'll come up to me and say, hey, I'm looking to buy a car. Can you help me? And it's like, well, how'd you get past all those people back there? They just walked right past them because they didn't want to work with somebody out there. So chances are somebody out there is probably either new or they don't have a really big book of business, meaning that they don't, a lot of times don't take care of people as well as somebody that really knows their product or things along those lines. So that being said, I definitely wanted to tell you about those things. If you call in, and you get somebody on the phone, you could be getting that internet team. You could be getting a salesperson. You could be getting somebody at a call center. There's a lot of things you don't know what you're getting. So I always tell people that, if you want to work with me and you're in the Nashville area, just go ahead and reach out to me. Buy a Toyota Nashville at yahoo.com. That's my dedicated email address for my my YouTube channel. So buy a Toyota Nashville at yahoo.com. That's my YouTube email. I'm going to answer all of those comments, questions. I answer those as well in the comment section. Definitely appreciate everybody liking and subscribing. And definitely, I still have the inventory. So if you guys are looking for inventory, I got it for you. Hopefully I've helped you guys out to know a little bit more about what happens when you click certain things and what happens when you put your information through on certain websites. It's not nothing to be scared about. When, putting at least your phone number and your name allows somebody to contact you back. Just realize it might not be a salesperson. It might be a somebody that's kind of like a referral service. It might be, who knows, internet team, whatever. But easy thing, just ask the person, hey, are you a salesperson? Are you at the dealership? Ask those two questions. And I've had people before say, now, just so you know, if I show up and I have to work with somebody other than the person I'm talking to, I'm going to be leaving. So I need you to answer me directly. And I've asked them, no, you will work with me and I will be the one that you work with. So the entire way through, like I said, until you get to finance, I am your guy. So ask those questions, that way you don't have to go back over and, you sit with the guy that's, you contacted somebody online and you sit with somebody and now you got to re-go over everything that you already told somebody else. So I always tell people, try to work with a salesperson if you can. Pick your own salesperson, so eliminate the gauntlet if you just show up. Don't worry about trying to call in, because chances are you're not going to get to the right spot anyway. Try to, internet is probably the best way to get a hold of anybody, an internet lead. And then once you find your car salesperson, stay with your car salesperson. We're going to take care of you. So if you buy 2, 3, 4, 5 cars from me, trust me, I remember who you are. And when you call my phone, I answer my phone. I know who you are. And that's if you bought 1 car from me or if you bought 10 cars from me. I know who you are and I will answer your call and I will take care of you. And once you create that relationship, find somebody that's been around for a while and ain't going nowhere. Once you create that relationship, you'll find out it actually pays you just as much as it takes care of the salesperson. So, definitely, I appreciate you guys showing you our 4Runners, our RAV4s here. Definitely, I've even got hybrid RAV4s ready to go. So just let me know if I can help you. Hopefully this has helped you out to understand a little bit more about what happens when you inquire about a vehicle. Steve Welch, Beaman Toyota in downtown Nashville. Like, subscribe. Love you guys all. Appreciate every one of you for sticking with me, especially the regulars, and all the people that always comment. I definitely appreciate every one of you guys. Appreciate the thumbs up, and take care. We'll talk to you guys soon.